Morning. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today. So I go on like dog walks, make coffees with the little bits and bobs. Obviously go camping, very rarely these days, but I do. And I quite like bushcraft stuff. One of my favourite packs is the Frost River Royale. And basically one of the big problems and reason why I don't use it so much, as soon as you put it down when you're out and about, it basically just drops into a big floppy sack. Even if you stand it up, it's got very little support. So I've seen some videos online where people do, basically they make frames for them, or they adapt frames. I think the one's going around is an Alice pack frame, which is an American army pack. But what my idea was to try and sort of make an internal pack frame inside of it. So I've got the idea, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it out of copper pipe. I've got this available through work. This is just standard 15mm plumbing copper. I've got a handful of fittings over there, but what I was thinking is just try and make a little bit of an internal pack and strap it up a little bit. So I'm going to take some measurements of the inside, and yeah, I might do a little bit of a sketch, see if I can edit that sketch in. Don't know how I'll do that, but still. And yeah, have a little go at making sort of an internal frame support for it. Put something a bit different for the channel. I'm going to take some measurements and cut some pipe work down. So that's the sort of plan, and basically that measures 400mm from edge to edge, about 370mm across the top, and about 160mm edge to edge this end. So what I'm thinking of doing is just chopping in maybe a support from across there. But what I might do is solder this up. You can buy copper fixings, copper rivets, which I've made a lamp in the past and I had to run cables through it. And I didn't want to obviously burn the cable inside, so I used copper rivets you can buy on eBay, but they're about, I think that's about 15 years ago. They're about 10 quid for 20 or so. They're quite expensive, but so far, leather copper is going to be about 10 quid, and you've got half a dozen elbows. But like I said, I've got these available through work. So I'm going to have a quick go at soldering this up, and we'll see how it looks. Well, I'm going to start soldering the top bit up so it's more rigid, and then I might cut this bottom bit in. We'll see. I might do this bit and this bit. So I'll bring you back shortly. I'm not going to bother showing you doing that. My soldering's atrocious. Well, we've run out of time at the moment. I've actually got to shoot out, but you know, they're not plumber grade, but it's got it enough. That's not even cleaned up. So I always recommend cleaning obviously excess off, otherwise your pipework will go green. But yeah, so what I'll do quickly is just pop it in the bag so you can see the actual concept. And obviously these aren't done yet, those two aren't done. But it's just an idea to see whether it's going to work or whether I need the extra strap in the bottom. But I don't think I will, to be honest. It's quite good. So let's pop it in the rucksack and we'll see. So this is not the finished article. No, so this is not the finished article, but it's just an idea. So I have just quickly lashed the corners up to the straps. But there you go. Now stands up on its own. It'll be a lot easier to pack things in and out. So anyway, what I'll do is I've got to shoot out. I'll probably come back tomorrow and get those last bits soldered up and see if we can make this a bit neater, strapping it up. Anyway, I'll see you soon. There it is. Very simple little frame. just on the last two soldered. Just solder the last two joints. I don't claim to be any good at it, but it's not too bad. Doesn't rock. So what I'll do is I'll pop it into the bag, and then you can have a better look at it now it's all done. So what I'm doing is a bit of an experiment. Rather than lashing, I quite like the copper. You know, I think it's very in fitting with the sort of traditional style of the bag. So that's one of the reasons why I chose copper. I know it's not the lightest, but having a friend that's very much into recycling, she's got some offcuts of it's actually twin and earth, probably 2.5mm twin and earth, from when she's had some work done on the house. So I'm just going to thread this through. There's a little, excuse me, there's a little flap just there. So I'm going to thread that through, pull it all tight, and hopefully that should keep a bit of the shape. So I don't know. I'm just seeing how it goes. Really, ideally, the best thing would be a little hole here. But I don't want to make a hole. It's a very expensive bag if anyone knows anything about them. But anyway, just trying to make it more usable. So that's the one I've done on the other side. I've just literally looped it around that cord over the top and just twisted it up. I know that's potentially going to catch. You know, I might put a bit of tape or something around that in the future, or just file the end off. But I'm just playing with it, see how it goes. I mean, this whole project I've probably used. Well, that's how much is left of a 3 metre length of copper. So that's probably a metre. So you probably use 2 metres of copper and 6 fittings. You know, this is probably less than a £20 project at the minute. So anyway, let's see. It's just having a play, trying to make the bag a bit more usable. So that's the difference from standard pack with no support to a freestanding. Make it easier to load. You've still got all your adjustability. You know, I thought about potentially having the frame come out at the top. I'm really glad I didn't. It's actually come out all right. Those have tucked in the corners. You know, you could do a bit of. Probably just need to put a file on that. But you know, it's just a bit of a test. Quite like the way the copper looks with it as well. You know, brass, copper, looks good. I have tried it on, and it doesn't seem to make any difference whatsoever because I didn't put anything across the section at the back. It doesn't protrude on your back or dig in. So I think that was quite a good decision. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I might go for a walk with it the weekend and put a bit of gear in there and see if it makes a difference to the use in real life. But it certainly makes one, you know, when you drop it down. So there we go. Modify your Frost River Isle Royale. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Anyway, there we go. Thanks for watching and take care.